So you're thinking about moving to Augusta, Georgia, or maybe one of the suburbs like Evans or Martinez or Grovetown, and you want to know the lay of the land, the proximity, where everything is, to the airport, to Atlanta, maybe to some other attractions and the things that's going on. You're really just trying to get comfortable with the area before you get there, whether you're moving across the city, across the state, or relocating from another state. And really that's what this video is all about. And so you're going to want to stick around for that. And then at the end, if you want to know more about the local market, the economy, the real estate market, things of that nature, you'll want to stick around for that. And we're going to get after it right now. Hey, if this is your first time to the channel and you want to know everything there is to know about eating, sleeping, working, playing, the good and the bad of living in Augusta, Georgia, well then subscribe below and tap that bell for notifications so you can be the first to know about the real estate market here in Augusta. My name's Denny. The team and I get calls each and every day from people just like you looking for help in making the move to Augusta, and we absolutely love it. So whether you're moving next week, next month, or next year, give us a call, shoot us a text, send us an email, or schedule a Zoom if you'd like, and we'd be happy to help you make a smooth move to Augusta. As I mentioned in this video, we're going to give you a tour around town, proximity to other neighborhoods and attractions and things of that nature. We're going to do it on the map, on Google, or on Google Maps on the computer. So let's hop in there and get going. Okay, here we are in Augusta, and it's near and dear to my heart. I was born and raised in Augusta, went to college in Augusta, and have family there. My father's buried there, spend a ton of time there, although I don't currently live in Augusta. Our team is there. We have local team members who are on the ground and cover the Augusta market. But I want to give you really what I would consider like an insider's perspective. Having spent most of my life there, I have intimate knowledge of all of Augusta and all of its major suburbs. And so I want to try to give you a lay of the land. This is the Augusta area. And so let me see if I can get my little spotlight going. I don't know if you can see that, but there we go. So here is I-20, and it runs east to west. And right here, where it hits the Savannah River, let me zoom in so you can see this. Boom. There you go. That's a little bit better. You can see the Savannah River goes right through here. Well, everything over here is Georgia, and everything over here is South Carolina. And so I-20 runs east to west. If I were to zoom out, probably one of the main things that a lot of people want to know is how far is it from Augusta all the way over here to Atlanta. That's going to be 2 to 3 hours depending on where you go. And then Augusta up to Athens. This is where the University of Georgia plays, or is located. And then I say plays because really the only reason you want to go to Athens is for the football games. They have if you're young, they got a nice nightlife, but if outside of football games, I'm not going to Athens. And so as you can see from my house up there in Alpharetta, it's 2 hours and 45 minutes. But if you were just going to Atlanta, it's right at 2 hours and 15 minutes. And if you live out in Evans, in one of the suburbs to Atlanta, it's even a little bit closer. But we're talking about Augusta, so let's get back over there. Actually, there we go. Let's close this. So here you have the greater Augusta Metro. And so this is Augusta, like we talked about, but the CSRA is the Central Savannah River. CS Central Savannah River. I don't know what the A is for. Can't remember. I'm having a brain fart. But that is more like CSRA probably includes Aiken. You see over here, Aiken, South Carolina. It's like this, you know, huge. Oh, and here's even Appling. So giving you some kind of, here's Augusta, some major suburbs. You have Martinez there, you have Evans there, you have Grovetown there, and then you have North Augusta here, which is across the border. And so depending on where you work, what you want your lifestyle to look like, that's really kind of the Augusta area. You might want to know where the airport is. So that's a regional airport, the Augusta Regional Airport. So it's down here. And let me zoom out a little bit. So you'd really go down 520. This is like, you know, the perimeter, the around Interstate 520. So you go down there, shoot down here. Here's the Augusta Regional Airport. I will tell you though that Hartsfield Jackson International Airport, directions from, I'm going to turn this thing off of my location. From Augusta, it's 2.5 hours. And then from downtown Augusta to Augusta Regional Airport is 15 minutes. But if you live out in, say, Evans, well, it doesn't want to tell me, does it? If you live in Evans, and it's going to take you 20 to 30 minutes to get there, and it's going to take you 2 hours to get to Hartsfield, or 2 hours and 20 minutes. By the time you go to the Augusta Regional Airport, get there early, check in, get on your plane, fly to Atlanta, and go through that process there, it's almost easier just to drive. And so a lot of people from Augusta just drive over to Hartsfield or go back to Augusta, Columbia, South Carolina, and their airport is only about an hour away. And so that's Augusta to Atlanta, to the airport, to Columbia. If you wanted to, a lot of people from Augusta vacation in Hilton Head, South Carolina. So you're 2 hours and 45 minutes to Hilton Head to the beach. Or if you're going to go to a Georgia beach, shoot down to Savannah, or St. Patty's Day in Savannah. They have the whole green beer thing going on and lots of festivities. So that's about 2.5 hours there. And it's probably the most, well, I'd say, you know, the Charleston, South Carolina. Charleston is one of my favorite places. So getting over to Charleston is about 3 hours. So those are all the places that you might frequent if you're leaving Augusta. Let's get back into Augusta. Let's close this map and get back into the city. So like I mentioned, there's Augusta, and you've got Grovetown, Martinez, Evans, all surrounding it. Really a couple of the major attractions. Fort Gordon. This has a couple of 4-star generals now. They moved about a year or two, maybe 3 years max. They moved the entire cybersecurity for the U.S. government. All of cybersecurity for the United States military is there. And so here's Fort Gordon around this area. A lot of people relocating to Fort Gordon live in Grovetown because really the edge of Grovetown and the entrance to Fort Gordon is like 2 miles. So lots of activity going on Grovetown, and we have a vlog on that you can check out. They're also living in Evans because that's easy to get over to Fort Gordon. But here's Augusta and its proximity to Fort Gordon. And then I grew up right outside of Gate 5. I wonder if I can type in Gate 5, if it'll find. Think it'll find it? boom, over here, Gate 5. That's where Denny grew up, in a neighborhood called San Sebastian Drive, Hepzibah. Look at that. It's on the south side. So that's where I grew up. And then 992 Con Drive. Means nothing to you, but it's fun for me. That's where I spent most of my teens. I went to Lakeside High School. And so some of the other things that you're going to want to, you want to know where they're at. Here's the downtown area. It's right on the river. And so here's the Augusta National. This is where that little golf tournament called the Masters is played. So people from all over the world, the first full week in April, make their way here for the Masters, for the Augusta National. But right down the street, you have the Augusta Country Club. And so Augusta is very much a golf-centered community. I mean, I picked up golf in my 20s and I'm not really good at it, but I do play, I do enjoy it, but I didn't do that while I was in Augusta. But there you have the Augusta National. This is called the National Hills area. All through Augusta, the Masters is big business. So if you have a home in Augusta, you can potentially rent it out for Masters Week. A lot of people rent their home out for Masters Week, and then they take all the money they make and they pay their mortgage for the entire year, or they take it down to Hilton Head, and that's where they vacation with their family while someone else stays in their home in Augusta. But this is kind of the National Hills area around Augusta. Because of its proximity. Augusta State it was Augusta State when I started there. It's Augusta University, and here is the campus for the main school. And so you have Washington Road that comes into downtown. You have Riverwatch Parkway, which goes down by the river and dumps in to downtown. But here is that downtown Augusta area. That's where I started my vlog, if you check out that vlog. And then here in the medical district is where you have the medical school, which is merged with Augusta University. But here's what they call the medical district. You have the medical school and the hospitals. That's all a big big industry there in Augusta. The medical industry, you have Fort Gordon, you have the Masters, the Augusta National, all of that going on. And then let me jump over here. Another big employer would be like Plant Vogel. I don't know exactly. Well, let's just go with Plant Vogel. And we'll do directions over to Augusta. That's a nuclear plant over on the South Carolina side. And Plant Vogel, my father-in-law actually works out there. He's in security. And so that's about 40 minutes over to Plant Vogel, but that's a big employer. So you have Fort Gordon, which we talked about, Plant Vogel, the Masters, the medical community, the medical colleges there. Let's scoot back down to downtown. Let me show you around. There we go. So here's the downtown area. Here's Broad Street, which this is where I started my vlog. But down here, you're going to get the Riverwalk, which is beautiful. It's right there on the river. But you're also going to get a lot of residential, a lot of commercial stuff, restaurants, bars, boutiques, shops. They don't have a bunch of really good pictures of the downtown area, but you're going to want to visit Broad Street. There it is, right? Oh, I don't need a dictionary. I need Broad Street. So you have the Riverwalk, which is right there on the water, but then you have, let me zoom in and show you. Lots of Joe's Underground, bars, grills, taverns, Nacho Mama, that's Soul, Whiskey Bar. Let me show you this Whiskey Kitchen. So this is kind of the vibe that you'll get in the downtown area. It didn't used to be a ton of people living down there and the residential stuff, but I'd say that there is an uptick in people living in close proximity to downtown Augusta, but it's a very urban transitional kind of a, feel. So it's going to be very different than if you live in some of the suburbs or even some of the more residential areas. And so when you get away from downtown, again, right over here, you have the medical district, which is fairly close. And then right down the street, you have the Augusta University campus. And then right next to that, you have the Augusta Country Club, which is in extremely close proximity. My father is buried right over here. And then extreme close proximity to the Augusta National, where the Masters is. One of my favorite places to eat in Augusta is Taco Sushi over here. And they have a Asian, Latin kind of mixture and flair. Good buddy of mine, Kevin, owns Taco Sushi. And so that's one of my favorite places I always visit. I go visit my dad in the cemetery, and then I pop over to Taco Sushi and have sushi and some wine, and who knows, maybe while I'm in town, I'll play a round of golf. And so one of the things I think is really interesting about Augusta, you can see Walton Way is very historic. So you should take a drive down Walton Way when you're there. Check out there. I talked about showed some of the real estate on my vlog, and I actually did an entire thing on this Summer Hill section around here with a couple of different homes. But look at this. This is Wrightsboro Road, which leads into downtown. This is Walton Way, which leads into downtown. This is Wheeler Road, which leads into downtown. And then this is Washington Road, which leads into down. Are y'all seeing a pattern here? You have Washington, Wheeler, Walton, and Wrightsboro. I don't know what it was with naming streets at the time, but I guess they really, really, really liked the W. Fairly new development up here on kind of this end near to the villages at Riverwatch. There's a Costco. There's also a Top Golf. Top Golf is usually in larger markets, but I'm assuming since it's Augusta and Augusta is all about golf. If you don't know what Top Golf is, it's just kind of you can hit off of these big platforms out into these targets and play games with friends, and there's food and booze and all that stuff. And it looks like the one in Augusta is even a little more, that's what it normally looks like, but I'm sure that they get some business throughout the year, but the golf world descends on Augusta for that week. Speaking of, there's another really great golf course called Champions. Palmer, Player, and Nicholas designed Champions Retreat. It's out in Evans, and so from Augusta out to Champions Retreat, this Washington Road just keeps going kind of northwest, and that you get through Martinez and Evans, and this is Champions Retreat, but an absolute beautiful community and golf course with tons of houses. And I have a lot of friends who are members out there, have played this course a million times. It's absolute. Even if you're terrible at golf, you're not. I think my lowest round ever was an 84, and it happened to be at this course. But a beautiful community, and one to consider if you're moving to the Augusta area and you have any interest whatsoever in golf. I didn't mention it, but here's kind of the beginning of Clark's Hill. And if you're going to go from Clark's Hill, is that right there? Yep. It's on the border of South Carolina and Augusta and Georgia, but from Clark's Hill to Augusta is 30 minutes. But if you live out in Evans, it's literally right down the street. So 10 to 20 minutes from Evans, 20 to 30 minutes from Augusta, Grovetown, Martinez, depending on it. But if you're into lake life, it's like one of the largest lakes in the country, huge body, and especially I think in terms of shoreline, it's massive. And so if you like boats, you like the lake, Clarksville is definitely going to be one of your favorite attractions. And frankly, if you really love it, you're probably going to want to be out closer towards the Evans area in close proximity, or maybe you just want to go live at the lake, and that is obviously fine too. Really quick, just want to give you, I think that's about it for showing you around town, but there's some, real estate market and economic information I can share really quick that would be helpful if you were moving to the area. Oh, this is a property I just sold in Augusta. To give you an idea, this was $375,000. Beautiful home, nice curb appeal. So you have like the stacked stone, the red door, and the siding going both vertical and then up there that looks kind of like cedar. And so really nice home inside and out. It's only a couple, maybe 10 years old. I think it was built in 2010. And to give you an idea, this is what $375,000 will get you in Evans. This is out in Evans. And so to give you, I'm using Zillow because y'all, the MLS in Augusta is so antiquated. The system they use is easier for me to show it to you here. But this is the Augusta market. And then here's Evans over here. But if we looked in Augusta and just did a filter and kind of put a max of 300,000. There's plenty of options under the 300,000 range. If we took that off and did a minimum, let's say a minimum of 900 plus, there's only a handful of those. 2 million, looks like about 2 million. Yep, 2.1 million. This is the most expensive home in Augusta, 3404 Walton Way, Augusta. You can find that on, online. Beautiful, very beautiful home, as you can see. Right off of Walton Way. I love it. I don't know about you, but they did a fabulous job. And so 4 bedrooms, 5 bathrooms, 4,461 square feet, just to give you an idea of what the nicest homes in Augusta look like. But the overall Augusta market is, let me stop sharing this so you can see me. I've got some notes here. Across Augusta, the population, by the way, Augusta is 200,000. That CSRA I was telling you about is probably more like 800,000. So depends on, which area you're talking about, all of it. But if we stick to Augusta, the median home in Augusta is around $200,000, maybe even a little bit less. So you can really get a lot of value there, but that's also because the median income is around $50,000. So, you got about $50,000 in income buying a $200,000 house. And so that's the Augusta. And that includes, there's more, poverty in Augusta and in the urban areas than there is in like the suburbs of Evans and Martinez and Grovetown, things of that nature. To put that in perspective, Evans is probably 35,000 people. Their median income is $110,000. Obviously, the property values go up with that too. And so the median house or home value is $365,000. But if you think about it, $365,000 in terms of a home is very attainable if you have $110,000 a year in income, which is why Money Magazine named Evans, Georgia, the best place, not in the top 5, not in the top 10, the best #1 place to live in America in 2020. I think Martinez was like number 13 or 17 or something like that. So both of those suburbs kind of landed in the Money Magazine top suburb or top place to live list, which was cool. So Augusta, again, population 200,000, the greater CSRA 800,000, median income 50,000 versus median home value is 150 to 200,000. I'd say 200 might be a little bit high. And then out in Evans, 36,000 people. That's in the greater CSRA, by the way, 110,000 income and $365,000 home. So that's what the market looks like in Augusta. If I forgot anything, I would love for you to just leave your comments below. We're trying to be a resource and a value for the viewers that are watching. So anything I missed, I would appreciate the feedback because I'm sure they would appreciate it as well. And if you haven't already, subscribe to the channel because we release 3 videos a week like this every single week. So there's always something new coming out. And tap the bell for notifications so you get notified. And then obviously I can only cover so much in a video. So if you have any interest whatsoever in moving to Augusta, if you have questions, if you need some help, currently helping a client whose daughter is starting at the medical school, buy a property so she can live there while she goes to school and rent out the other bedrooms to other students. And so whether it's going to be an investment property or your personal home, if I can be a resource, would love to. So give us a call, shoot us a text, send us an email, schedule a Zoom. Be happy to help you make a smooth move to Augusta or anywhere else in Georgia. And until I see you in person, hopefully I will see you on the next episode. Take care.